Good morning, folks. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's strong, the stories are real, and the wrenches never stop turning. I'm your host, Nile Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you from the Car Connection Workshop, where the smell of fresh oil, a little elbow grease is all part of a balanced breakfast. Around here, we don't just talk cars, we live them. Whether it's a 25-year-old Jeep Wrangler getting a second chance at life, or a Nissan Rogue getting its brakes back in order, or perhaps a mystery leak that's got everyone scratching their heads. This is where we roll up our sleeves and get it done with a little wit, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. The Car Connection isn't just about nuts, bolts, and diagnostics. It's about connection. Connection to our vehicles, to the people who drive them, and to the community that keeps Niagara rolling. Because when you fix a car, you're not just turning a wrench. You're restoring someone's confidence, freedom, and maybe even their sanity. We're here every week for you with the Motormouth Morning Drive, Monday through Saturday, helping you keep your ride safe, reliable, and ready for whatever road lies ahead. So whether you're a weekend wrencher, a daily commuter, or someone who just wants to understand what that strange rattle really means. So stick around for some shop talk, expert advice, and a few good laughs, and maybe, just maybe, a story or two. Well, the topic we're covering this morning, if we can get to it here, yes, we can. Why cheap parts cost more in the long run. And, we just shot a video on that on our YouTube channel. A component. The first component I ordered was wrong because the description of the component was wrong. We needed a headlight switch that had 9 pins on it to plug into the existing harness, and the one that was shipped had 7 pins. Well, as Sesame Street would say, which one of these things just doesn't belong here, right? So reorder, pay closer attention to the description, says 9 pins right in it. We get it, we plug it in, blows the fuses. So now we have no power. So chase down the fuse, change the fuse, pull the switch out, pops the fuse again. So I take the old component, which is like 25 years old, clean it a little bit more thoroughly, and look it over and go, maybe it can go back in service. Let's have a look. Feels all right. Switch is opening and closing. Plug it in. Put a new fuse in the panel. Bazinga. It works just fine. So this is what we're running into. Right out of the box, right out of the gate, the components fail. And I look on the box, and most of the time, you can't even tell where the thing came from. It looked pretty decent, I have to say. It looked pretty decent. So we're going to break that out and talk about that this morning, because I'll tell you, on the shop floor, organizing parts isn't what it used to be. Name brands, quality that we could count on, price range that was palatable for consumer. Yeah, that's kind of all gone to the wind. So stick around for that. First and foremost, thank you for letting me into your car or wherever you're listening to this podcast. Remember, you can find our podcast, Car Connection Workshop, on all major platforms, Amazon, Apple, Spotify, and all other remaining podcast outlets. Wherever you get and pull your podcast from, just put Car Connection Workshop in the search bar and you'll find us. We will be there. We're on the cusp of celebrating 100 podcasts. So by end of next week, we'll almost be there at 100 podcasts. Today's episode, Series 1, episode 83. Thanks for tuning in from wherever you are and letting me into your world as I let you into my very own. Well, this morning's weather forecast. Yes, we're on the south shores of Lake Erie, and guess what? You guessed it. It's snowing again. So this morning's weather forecast is brought to you by Total Freedom, Darien Center, New York, and Total Freedom, Sydney, Manitoba, Canada. That's a men-only campus. For all of those out there that may be listening and suffering or have loved ones suffering through addiction, these are campuses. They're campuses where Canadians and U.S. citizens can get to really take care of that addiction. Because there, on a campus at Total Freedom, it's an alternative addictions program bringing healing and restoration to individuals and families enslaved by cycles of addiction and destructive behavior. They've been doing what they do for well over 25 years, and I have spent time there myself, not in the addictions program, but being a part of, helping to make awareness. And it's great to be part of a nonprofit, faith-based organization that doesn't reach out to any government monies, but has to raise the money to make sure they can get everyone that wants to be there. And that's what's important. So just a little promo for our merch store, our Car Connection Motormouth Gear merch store. When you purchase some product through our store, proceeds go to help those that are ready to deal with their addiction, get the help they need, and get them to a Total Freedom campus where a new life awaits them there. And to see the testimonials is just, it's heartbreaking. It's joy. It's heartbreaking. It's tears of joy to see someone getting past, over, through, and under those addictions and deal with it. So thank you to Total Freedom making this morning's program and the weather report possible this morning. So are you ready? Let's read it together if we can. Yeah, precipitation, they're saying 0. It's snowing right now. Would that be 0? 0 precip? I don't think so. I don't think so, Tim. 22 degrees right now and snowing. It feels warmer, about 23 degrees. Cloudy conditions expected around 7 a.m. And today's temperature range, it's going to be actually balmy, is from 14 degrees to 38 degrees, feeling like 17 to 27. It's saying no precipitation, but right now it is going to be snowing here along the south shores of Lake Erie for the next couple of hours. So if you're in an area and it's not snowing, well, God bless you, okay? Yeah, that's where we're at. Let's see what our high for today looks like. Let's get into that. There it is. Ta-da-da. So yeah, right now, cloudy conditions will continue all day and wind gusts up to 9 kilometers per hour. So be careful out there, batten down the hatches. High of 38 today. That is correct. Correct. An overnight low of 14. We're seeing double digits coming up for the highs for the rest of the week. But right now, we have snowy conditions on the south shore of Lake Erie. So be careful out there. Drive safe. And watch out for the other guy. If you're just buzzing through the drive-thru, getting your favorite morning beverage mixed up, blended, and into your cup holder, well, let's have a quick swiggy together and get this program rolling this morning. What do you say? And thanks again for tuning in from wherever you are. And if you're a first-time listener, we're glad to have you. We love our first-time listeners. Spread the word, would you? Spread the word. It's our first year on podcast, but we've come off 31 years of being on radio with our live call-in automotive program entitled Car Connection. So here we are. Yeah, I call it Car Connection 2.0, next gen. So whatever your favorite morning beverage is, double check it before you leave the drive-thru, because you cannot reverse in the drive-thru. It's an unwritten rule, but those behind you will let you know that ain't happening today. Not today. So check your order and raise your cup high, and let's have a swing it together. We count it down on 3, 2, 1. So we give you a chance to get prepared. 3, 2, 1. Yep, that's going to work. One of the ahs of life. Well, where are we going next this morning? Well, as a reminder, a little bit of housekeeping business here in the Car Connection Workshop. The biggest drawer in our Car Connection toolbox is our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, ccbusnet.com. I include all those details about all the links in the top right-hand corner on our homepage for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. You click on the businesses tab. They put a wonderful profile page up there. Skippy, our videographer, started that website to bring the people and the business owners of Stevensville together as a tight-knit community. And I think that's absolutely fabulous. So they put us there, and so we have a really nice profile. So you go carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, click on the businesses tab, and you'll find us. And you can always email me through there as well. The link for our iHeartRadio platform is there, and our store. So we have added another 6 items into our store. Officially now have our Car Connection mug available. We call it our coffee mug, but it can just be a mug. Yeah. So limited edition. They're there till they're not. You'll also find all our program partners' logos on the homepage. All you do is click on the logo. It opens and gives you a beautiful profile page of who they are, where they are, what they do, and you can connect with them. And they're fabulous business owners that have helped this journey from radio to podcasting to digital. And that's amazing that they're with us. We appreciate them very, very much. So thank you to our certified financial planning professionals, my brothers from Other Mothers, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro, combined have 50 years experience as fiduciaries. That means they understand and play with money and help your money make you more money, so you're not working hard for your money. It's working hard for you. That's what that means. They're with one of the major corporations in the entire world that manages trillions of dollars, IG Wealth Management. They look after investment portfolios. They'll review it for you. If you've got investments with the bank, you really need to get that discovery meeting taken care of ASAP, because you're not making any money. And I'm allowed to say that. They're not. They look after debt as well. If you think you're drowning, the debt dragon's beating you in the head one more time with its tail. You need that hour and a coffee. Estate planning, powers of attorney, health proxies, all of that taken care of under one roof. Mortgages. I haven't had a mortgage with a bank for almost 2 decades. Great rates, fantastic customer service, and life insurance, critical illness insurance. All those things make up the 6 pillars of a financial plan. And I'll tell you what, if you think there's nothing that can be done, then, as my professor would say, a man convinced against his will is of his own opinion still. Do yourself a favor. Book what we call the discovery meeting. We've nicknamed it the hour and a coffee. Tony and Larry do not need any more clients. They are very busy fellas. But because of me and Car Connection, and they wanted to be a part of the community, the Car Connection community, they'll give you that hour and a coffee consultation, discovery meeting, whatever you want to call it. No sales, no sales tactics. They're going to listen more than talk to figure out how they can put a game plan structured together just for your circumstances alone. Although some things are same and the same as others, but there's a lot of things that are different as well. So book that hour and a coffee. There's no strings attached. But I'd say this, Don't book it if you don't mean it. Don't waste their time. And I say that respectfully. Just don't waste their time, because that time that you use and you're not serious about really taking care of stuff could be somebody else's time slot. So they can only take on so many. So click on the link for Tony Miele or Larry Tetro. See who they are. Figure out which one you want to work with and book that hour and a coffee in person, at the boardroom, at a coffee shop, by Zoom, telephone conference, whichever one works, but get it done and watch what happens. Things are going to turn around. Well, let's jump right into our topic this morning: why cheap parts cost more in the long run. Well, first and foremost, the number one issue is this. When we had our shop on the Hamilton Mountain, I would always give the customer options, because at that time I knew what name brands we could count on every single time to provide us with a top drawer quality product. That was the one that those are the pieces I always put on my own car, and I would never sell my clients anything I wouldn't put on my own automobile. Never even brought it into the shop. I didn't want it around, because it's always creating a comeback, a return to get to do the job a second time. And who pays for that? Well, we're going to talk about that as well. What happens? What happens if? When? So I always quoted the best products that I knew would not give us a return. That means, we're going to fix the car and it's on its merry way. We'll see it at the next appointment. That's not true today. Even back then, we could find what we called white box parts. And you can pretty much guess where they could come from. Some came from China, some came from Taiwan, Singapore, all over the world. And actually, there were some components from specific countries at that time that were actually better quality than the top end parts that we'd quote on. So sometimes, often cases, what I would do is I would quote on the offshore pieces that I knew that were better quality than the top end, because we got better, the customer got better mileage out of those pieces than paying the more. But today, my goodness, it is an absolute nightmare hunting down parts. And, because of all this tariff stuff not getting settled, it has created a lot of issues in the automotive parts supply and other components as well. But I'm speaking on a part. Speaking, I'll get this out. More coffee, please. Thank you. I'm speaking on behalf of all the techs out there. They know you shop the parts. You can price the job out this morning, and this afternoon, the customer late in the day decides, yeah, okay, let's book that for next week. And the parts prices have changed. Yeah, like restaurants, like they need a rotating menu, because same thing happens. The order they put in for product last week, this week, is more money. So how do you absorb that? You can't. So it's a challenge. It is a huge challenge. Companies and product that I could name probably 50 product lines that I can no longer count on. The companies have bought each other out, so we call it the big fish eating the little fish to get rid of the competition. They may or may not take over the product line. They may just assume it. And now, guess what? They're making it cheaper, and we're finding more and more components that are failed right in the box. We pull them components, especially electronics, pull it right out of the box. It's worse than the one we took off. And these are product names only. So that's the game we're playing, is the name and companies that we relied on because of their name and their reputation, the products suck with a K badly. And there's a lot of product lines I just won't touch anymore that I used to use on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, that I knew the junk that was coming off and the product going on was going to keep the consumer vehicle going long term, that we could count on it. And today we can't. This is a challenge, because then we order a component that from a company whose name we've known for years, and when you get it, you go, what the heck is this? Yeah, production has sped up. They're pumping out more pieces faster and cheaper. How can they do it cheaper? Something has to give, right? In order to offer something cheaper, quality has to be reduced, compromised. That's what I call it. These companies have sold out and compromised. One example that comes to mind, we bought and brought into our shop for many years a wiper blade product that we knew gave the consumer and our clients a good bang for their buck. And those were the products we always allowed into the shop. Was products we knew gave the customer, the client, a good bang for their buck. So these wiper blades that we sold for well over a decade to our customers, and they brought a cabinet in, so we never had to really wait for any special order wipers. We had we usually had all the top 20 fast movers. In other words, popular sizes for specific vehicles. And today, I won't touch them. Absolutely not. They're the quality, again, the big fish eat the little fish to get the competition out of the way, and they either keep the quality of the product, but in most cases what we're seeing on the shop floor is a compromised product with a name brand that we've been used to on the floor of the shop for many, many years. So it has become it's worse than shopping in the grocery store. Honestly, there's some grocery stores out there, I look at the produce and I go, if I can get that to the car and to the table today, by tomorrow, it's done. But the price doesn't reflect the quality of the goods, if you know what I'm saying. Absolutely not. So those stores, I don't shop there anymore. I have my secret stores I go to, and you know what? Everything is as it should be, because if they don't, the customers rule there. Absolutely, the customers rule. They'll lose their business in a heartbeat, but they'll get told what for, how to, and where to go very, very quickly. Not so in the jobber business. When I say jobber, that's your parts outlet stores where you can go in, it's all auto parts. You know, not the big box stores that sell a little bit of everything. But you can here's the problem that we face, in short. Name brands that we've counted on for decades and decades to provide our customers with top quality products, so the price of the goods sold has value and return to the consumer. Not anymore. It has gone out the stinking window, and the prices are out of this world. And I'll give you an example. Just last week, had a single mom battery went down, had to replace it. It died, and I put that battery in 7 years ago, and it was already toast. I'm used to seeing batteries go 14 years, 12 to 14 years. So they looked it up at the parts store to see when that was purchased, when we purchased it and put it in for the customer the first time. It was 7 years ago, and the sticker was still on the battery, and that pretty much proved it. It was 7 years old, and it was done. It was good yesterday. Next day, nothing. I mean, zero. So I said, well, how much is that battery now? The retail price. So if you walked in, this is for an 2009 Hyundai Accent. Low mileage, 76,000 K, bought brand new. So the battery lasts 7 years. If you were to walk in over the counter, $545 for that battery, retail. And I'm going, how much? What did you say? Did you just cuss me out? $545. Oh, but your price will be taxes in like $345. I can't even tell you back in, that would be 2001. No, 2001. When did we close the shop? 2011. I didn't have a battery on my battery rack anywhere on 2 racks of batteries at that price to a customer. Ever. Very unusual to have a battery over $200. How crazy is that? We just shot a video yesterday, another battery test, another battery fail, same company, same parts store, and believe it or not, you won't believe this, but that battery was put in 7 years ago. Same parts company, same parts supplier, same brand of battery. Isn't that interesting? Within the same week, 2 batteries that I installed 7 years ago die. So I'm trying to resurrect the second battery because it too is almost $300 now. Yeah, that battery was like $99 when we had our shop. Not even, it was like about $89. And unfortunately, because of the dimensions of the battery, you can't jam anything else in there. You can't. It has to be that battery is the only one that's going to fit the battery tray and the space provided by the manufacturer to get a battery in there. So I'm hoping I can bring it back. It's slowly coming back to some form of life. We'll test it again today. We tested it on video yesterday. It was I thought, I said to Skippy, our videographer, I said, we should shoot this because this is a prime example of battery was good yesterday, today is not. And I've been trying to bring this one back to life for about a week. And it's very, very slowly. It's showing signs of life, but is it strong enough to handle the cold weather? Well, that's the test I will give it after today. I will set it outside the shop in a safe area so somebody doesn't take it home with them that needs it maybe more, and see how it tests out in the morning. When I bring it in, I'll let it sit for 1 hour in the shop to warm up. Then I'll load test it, and we'll see if it passes. And if it doesn't, it's over. The lady is singing, and it's over. So that's going to be almost $300. And that is garage cost. Like that is with my discount. Yeah. With a tailwind discount. Brutal. So here's the next level of this topic today. I'm not going to go on forever with it, so hang in there with me. Why cheap parts cost more in the long run. Here's the issue. If I am working on your car, and you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use a water pump because that is another one, another component that comes to mind that the prices are out of this stinking world. But the quality is not there. So here's the thing. I put together a quote for you and a good estimate, and I'll quote usually 3 different product lines. So you can choose what you want to do. In our own shop, we had 500 steady clients, and they just say, Niall, you put on our car what you would put on your own. I go, okay, done. Yep, I get it. I totally get it. I said, I'm not going to sell you something I would not put on my own vehicle. Absolutely not. I do not like doing a job 2 or 3 times. No. Let's get it done once. Get the best stinking products we can harvest from wherever so we can do the job once, do it well, button it up. I can send you out the door and know that I know you're going to be all right. You're going to be just fine. You're going to get your money, your return on your investment in the parts, in those parts I use. Today, if you choose to go with the lesser grade, oh my goodness. I don't even know if some of these parts would last 120 days, to be honest. And then here's the problem. You choose to go with the cheap and nasty and save yourself money, and that's your decision. And I tell people, if you choose to go with the lesser grade, the parts fail and come back, you got to pay me to do it again. That's just the way it is. I can't be doing, you're trying to save money, and then when it doesn't work out, I got to eat it too? No, that's not how it works. So you got to know that. And it's important that we tell the customer that right up front. Hey, if you go with this, when those parts fail, the manufacturer's only giving you 6 months warranty on their component, but they don't pay labor. That you're on your own. You choose to go the cheapy route, cheap and nasty, cheap and dirty, great. But that goes right on the work order. And you sign it, and you print your name, and you date it. So that when that happens, and there's a great chance that it probably will, that my butt is not on the hot plate. I pull the work order and go, here's when we did it, here's the mileage, read this line right here. Customer chose to go with the lesser grade product and understands that the warranty is only, it could be 60 days. We're not seeing even 120-day warranty on those cheap parts. We're not. It's like you put it on, you go as far as you can till you can't. So that's what you have to understand. And here's what I would say to you as a consumer. In today's world, you need to become a prosumer, not a consumer, a prosumer. Because when you go with the cheap parts and you got to pay someone to do it a second time, did you save any monies? You did not save any monies. None. Because now you're buying the parts again and paying labor again. And that's your choice. If you chose to go with the lesser grade product, then if it doesn't make it, you're paying to have the job done a second time. There's no savings there. Zero. So as a service tech, if you say, I want you to put the best parts on there you can find, I'm on it. Yep, I'm on it like Axel on a donut. And that is creepy. Yeah, stand back. Do not touch anything. So the long and short story is, all of us, no matter what we're shopping for, and everything around us is, you got, my professor would always say, that this building we're even standing in was built by the lowest bidder. How did they get the job? Something had to be compromised in order to come in lower than somebody else and get the job. Yeah. When tenders are put in, guess what they're all looking for? The cheapest dude that quoted. So what is dude going to cut out in order to meet their numbers? That'll be found out at the end of the day, won't it? So be careful. If you're one of these, I never took in customers that, today I'm the flavor of the month shop, and then I don't see them for 2 years or a year. Then I'm popular again. I'm the flavor of the month. I didn't want that person. That's not a client. That's attention shoppers. And I'd always, if people called me and said, can you quote me on this? I go, bring the car down to me so I can look at it. Well, I just wanted a price. I go, if you're shopping quality, you called the right place. But if you're shopping price, may I recommend this, this, and this? And that way I could get off the phone and get back to my work. Because you know what? I don't want that person in the shop because they're going to be nothing but a headache. Everything is going to be questioned. And they want the cheapest parts you can find, even a quality used set of brake shoes. They would buy that. Oh, can I have those for $5? Yeah, I don't sell that stuff. So that's the way I ran my shop. Hey, if you're shopping quality, you called the right place. But if you're looking for price, then may I suggest, Joe Schmo, Billy Bob's, and whoever else. Go there. Yeah, because that's what you're looking for. So be careful. Be careful out there when the shop is quoting you a price. Ask questions. What are you putting on my car? What is the warranty on those parts? What is the manufacturer covering if their part goes down? Are they paying parts and labor, or do I get the part replaced, but the tech has to be paid? You've got to ask those questions up front, ladies. And I know most of the ladies are the ones taking the cars into the shop. And so I bring that full circle to say that's the purpose behind our YouTube channel, is to teach you this stuff, and you can see me doing it and explaining it and breaking it down in further detail. So whether you don't know the difference between a hubcap, a steering wheel, our YouTube channel will help you through that to learn the basic fundamentals, and you get to see the parts. When we shot the video last week and finally figuring out what direction we were going with a stupid headlight switch, strike three, I'm putting the old one, I'm servicing the old one and putting it back in, and it works like a trooper. And it's 25 years old. Hello. You know what I'm saying? Is technology today better than 25 years ago? You know what I see? Absolutely not. No. Mr. Green Jeans, he'll be out at the shows this year. We didn't make it last year because last minute, he hadn't been run for 35 years and we were getting him all seasoned, ready to go. That's a 1967 Chevrolet pickup truck. Here's what I'm going to wrap up with. It's still here. You get it? It's still here. When we're done, you'll be able to hop in that and gas it up, check the oil, go all the way to Florida with it without a problem. It's still here. It runs. It drives. It's like the day it was born off the assembly line. Was technology better in 1967, or is technology better today? What I will say about technology today is the vehicles are a lot more comfortable, I would say. It's not going to be a super comfortable ride in Mr. Green Jeans 67 Chevy pickup, 1,600 miles or whatever it is to get to the Florida coast. I would much rather go in, like Toyota FJ or even the Ragu, the 2008 Ragu. That's its nickname now, apparently, according to the guys. It's a Rogue, but they say that, you just move those two letters around, it says Ragu. So the 2008 Ragu is very comfortable. It has heated seats, Buns Master Bakery going for you. Yeah, but technology-wise, what do you think? What do you think? Technology better today than 25 years ago? I ended up putting back into the 97 Jeep TJ Rescue a 25-year-old headlight switch. It works just fine now. Perfect. So just leave it right where it is. Get a credit back for the two parts that had to go back and be done with it. So ask questions, when your tech is quoting a job for you, giving you an estimate, ask, what parts are you putting on my car? What is the warranty on those components? What does the manufacturer cover? Parts and labor, or just they give you another part, you give them the defective one, and I have to pay labor? Ask those questions up front, and it will save you a lot of headache and a lot of heartache. So till tomorrow, let's see, what are we talking about tomorrow? I got it right here. Well, yeah. Aftermarket and electronics. This is a good one. This is going to be like heartburn. It's going to stay with you. Aftermarket electronics, convenience versus electrical nightmares. And do I have some stuff to share with you on that? Let me tell you. So thank you to Earl and Louise Grant for making today's podcast possible in the Car Connection Workshop. City Auto Sales and Leasing. Low mileage, quality vehicles at fair prices. They sell no junk. They have 25 years in the business. They have resources for making great vehicles available to you. That's how they've earned the title Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. So they do carry a pretty decent inventory of vehicles in building and outside. But if you don't see what you're looking for, let Earl and Louise Grant do the legwork for you. They can source it. They have the resources, will save you time, effort, energy, money, and you'll get a top quality vehicle out of it at the end of the day. So buy with confidence, be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. That's my good friends, Earl and Louise Grant, City Auto Sales and Leasing. So till tomorrow, keep it under 100. Make it a great Tuesday, and we'll see you right back here for another edition of Car Connection Motormouth Morning Drive. Happy, healthy motoring. Remember, peace, patience, kindness always, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.